I'm the president of Fraternal Order Police, Capital City Lodge number 9. I represent 4,700 dedicated men and women. I have no prepared statement. There's really nothing to prepare me for this. I could tell you nothing shocks me anymore. What's kind of surprising is the bond was been revoked. An F3 reckless homicide charge. It surprised me. Shitbags every day walk in and outside of that courtroom. They go outside and they kill members of our community. They shoot and kill our cops. A little surprised by that. We'll have a bond hearing at the end of the day. We hope to see Jason bond get revoked, and we'll see what happens towards sentencing. I could tell you just, everybody that was involved, this was long, 6 years, drawn out. This is the second trial. I hope there, for the sake of not only the Meade family, the Goodson family, and the community, I hope we don't try to do a third trial on this murder charge. The prosecutor inherited this case, and we understand that. But now any decision to try the murder a third time will be on the hands of prosecutor Favor. I hope she objectively, I hope she looks through this case, sees it for what it is. 2 juries couldn't get it, and I hope that's the end of the day. When I'm going to go and I'm going to tell the women of law enforcement, I'm going to let them know what I've always told them. You are one run away from being the officer that got shot last week. You are one run away from being Connor Grubb, from being Adam Coy, from being Jason Meade. Yet you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep going on there every single day. Our cops and our deputies, they're going to keep doing their job because that's what they do. The FOP, we're going to keep advocating for the men and women of law enforcement. We're going to keep advocating for the community they serve. With that, I'll take any questions.
Brian, what did you think when they came back after 6 hours of deliberation, basically saying they're at an impasse? It would be impossible for them to reach a decision and then an hour and a half later come back with a guilty verdict on reckless.
I don't know what goes on in that room. I can tell you, I respect the jury. I respect their time. Clearly, we're disappointed with the decision. It should either be one or none for me, but it took them time. At least they did their due diligence and look into it, and we'll see. I'm here to make no excuses. We'll just see what happens. What upsets me, though, is you look at the courtroom. The Meade family, outstanding people, not a word. Some tears, not a word. Yeah, out in the hallway, I have someone mocking me, trying to make fun of me. Hey, we did this. Like what, you want to fight or something? I could not care less. I'm always going to come professional. I'm always going to say the facts. Our side is never going to hoop and holler. We even said we had a pact. If we were to win this, we're never going to let them see it down. We're not going to celebrate it. We don't celebrate deaths. We don't celebrate court victories, but that shows the character of our officers and their family. Again, we let people every day in this courtroom walk. Individual who shoot people. We've let people felonious assault walk. We've given them an ankle monitor and a piece of paper and said, hey, please, pretty please with sugar on top, don't do this again. And they still do it. But now when you have an officer, a 25-year veteran, a U.S. Marine who fought for the country, who fought for these United States, who with dedication and passion served, now he's getting locked up in the county. To me, that's kind of a joke. You cannot tell me politics does not influence policing in court. I'll never believe that.
Brian, how does a verdict like this impact the entire law enforcement community here in Central?
Yeah, just like I told you. You have Graham versus Connor, you have a split-second decision. You get the wrong decision, you go to the prison, or you die. It's as simple as that.
Do you think this is going to cause, especially with this conviction on reckless homicide, officers to make different decisions?
It's already caused it. If you remember, some of the members of the media here a couple months ago, you wrote an article how traffic tickets are almost zero, how productivity is completely down. It wasn't just from this case, it was the Coy case, the Connor Grubb case, the Anderson case, the Ferguson effect, right? You tell us, what do you want our police officers to do? Do you want them to go out there? Do you want them to track down violent offenders? What do you want them to do when somebody points a gun at you? You just tell us. What do you want us to do? Our officers have a right to protect themselves, to protect the public.
Brian, what's your response to a guilty of reckless homicide, but then a draw when it comes to the actual murder charge?
Yeah, so again, did it meet the mens rea? Did it meet the culpable mental state? They clearly couldn't come to an agreement. I don't know what the count is. In terms of reckless homicide, it's a different threshold, whether it's knowingly, purposely, negligently, or recklessly, obviously. We'll see. What I know this is the only one that gained out of this, the Goodson family gained nothing. They lost a family member, and that is terrible. The police, Meade's family, they gained nothing. They lost everything, as did the Goodson family. One person gained out of this. That's the poverty pimp that got $7 million from the city. The one that stands in front of you with a $3,000 suit and some Jimmy Choos that'll be up here in a minute. I'm a public servant with a Jose Bank shirt, just trying to tell you what the men and women of law enforcement feel.
2 years ago, we had, you go.
Can you talk about just what this 5.5 years has been like for the Meade family? We heard a little bit about that in the last trial, but this time around we didn't hear much of that.
Sure. So again, it's impacted both families. We said from the beginning, for the sake of both families, how do you get a fair trial in this town? These highly publicized, media's followed it, social media, everybody knew this case. That's why we stand on, you should have this in another town, in another city, for the sake of both families. I hope moving forward, maybe we learn on it, especially in the age of 24/7 media coverage, social media. We would hopefully try to see this for the sake of both sides, it goes somewhere else.
2 years ago, we also had a mistrial, but that was on all charges. I know that some of that changed between now and then. Do you think those changes are really kind of what made the difference between getting an actual guilty verdict here?
Again, I don't know. I don't know what was in mind of the jurors. I just respect them for taking 2 to 3 weeks out of their life from coming down here. I know it's a lot to ask for jurors, you know, and they're doing their civic duty, and I just appreciate them, regardless of my disappointment.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just thank you so much for your time.